Hello, welcome back to Master of Orion 2. In this game I'm doing a huge galaxy. Tried to play a fairly technological slash diplomatic way. But this is intended to be an alternative part 5. Now, I didn't actually save the game before I surrendered if you watched part 5. Which means when I load the autosave, and this was actually a surprise to me, if I load the autosave, it instantly cuts to the losing screen. So I can't actually continue where I left off. If I had known that that would happen, I would have probably saved it before surrendering. So apologies for that, because my intention was to continue. Instead of surrendering, I just continued to play. So instead, I've loaded the game as at the end of part 4. So if you look at the start date, it's 251 up here. Just ignore the 35. This is the number of turns here, 25.1. Each point 1 is 1 turn. And when the autosave is start date is 277. So 26 turns. So I've essentially gone back into the past by 26 turns. So I'm going to just continue from here. Yeah, a little bit annoying, but and I don't really know what I could do differently, honestly. So what I might do, actually, you know what? Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. I will use the alternative timeline to my advantage as best I can. Just trying to see if I've got bomber bays. Not sure where it pops up actually. I'll check with the computer, because they definitely have bomber bays. Okay, it comes under fighters in weapons. Okay, I don't have it. Which means my interceptors, which are a key defensive, as you can see, I've got fighter garrisons. That's a key defensive thing. Those fighters use your best point defense weapon. So I'm actually going to research phaser now instead. Phaser is I think it's the second highest point defense weapon in the game. The highest being particle beam, which is an entire technology. So phaser is the best one you can research. So when I research this, it's also got auto fire, which is pretty great. When I research this will boost my interceptors, which will give me a little bit of a defensive advantage. See if I can go to peace with the Sakura. No, not interested. And as you can see, I don't actually have ground batteries, because in the other game, the the way I got ground batteries was, I think, stealing it from the humans. As those spies have done pretty well. So I can't remember exactly what I did last time. It was a few days ago, but that's probably a good thing, because now I can do things a little bit differently. I think maybe my strategy in that last part was a bit flawed. Okay, so this planet has a warp interdictor. So does this. And I think I did this thing where I put the whole fleet here. Oh, this ship needs to be refitted. I'm going to have to refit it again shortly anyway, once I research phaser. This place, I think, I'm pretty sure has warp interdictor, yep. This guy is available to be recruited. Might come back to him later. Meanwhile, we're getting housing here. took that planet. Energy absorber. I don't really use this, which may be, it's one of those technologies that I just never really use, which may be a mistake. I'm just going to build trade goods there, get a lot of money out of that planet. And I think, yes, I took this one back. So, get a couple of transports. Oh, and I've still only got ion drive. Okay. So this is a little bit confusing because I'm in my head I've got certain technologies, but I don't actually have them. Okay, high energy focus. That's a really nice one, which I will be using. Okay, no defenses there. Planet construction, not at all useful to me. And that hyperspace beast is still hyperspace beast is still floating around, so I've got to be careful of that. I think I'm worried that if I move up here, then the Sacro will sweep in, like what happened before. Okay, there's Phaser. I'm gonna go for antimatter drive. Okay, I lost a transport. Losing a transport's not that big a deal. Let's take this back. Deep core mining, nice. First things first, I've got to get the warp interdictor. 38 turns, that's way too long. Now I'm going to go for antimatter drive, because I'm not confident that the spies will steal. Let's get one more cruiser there. I'm not confident that the spies will steal hyperdrive this time around. Hopefully it will happen. Hyperdrive will be especially useful. Okay, let's see how much damage these new and improved interceptors do. Okay, didn't get to hit. Awesome, managed to defend. Doesn't happen very often, but Bulgarathi come in with 60 plus infantry, so that's that. bit there before I can get the warp interdictor. That's okay though. Because I'll eventually just go back in and take it back. Well, hopefully I'm able to take it back. Or they could just exterminate it. That's fine too. Yeah, I'm not sure where their fleet's going to move next. They might just take that out. But I need to refit my fleet. Now that I have an additional level of refinement, I can also get high energy focus. That's nice. I think it's still better to have the enveloping fusion beam. These have similar levels of refinement, I think. And, mass driver's 4 space. Fusion beam's 3 space. Anyway, I'll just stick with that for now. So the only thing I've added is high energy focus. I'll refit as many of these as I can. Hopefully those warp interdictors will keep me safe for a bit. Okay, they're heading back out. That's really good for me. It's a bit of a shame that I lost that planet, but we'll just have to accept that. So now I can refit the rest of my fleet. Good thing about having a multi-planet system like this is that you can refit multiple ships really quickly. And there's hyperdrive. Okay, great. So now I can switch up my research now that we have hyperdrive. And I'll instead go for... I went for this stuff last time, which I think in hindsight was a mistake. Structural analyzer would be very nice. A lot of these technologies, you can get some pretty crazy synergy. You get structural analyzer with high energy focus, your damage can really spike. But I think my best bet is to get as many levels of refinement in physics as possible. Maybe even hyperspace communications. That'll increase my command points. This way I can just have a very large amount of weapons on my ships. And now that I have high energy focus, which is here, I can actually go up to mega fluxes, which increases the space on the ships as well. So what I'm going to do is continue researching in this direction. Plasma rifle will be nice. I think this is the best rifle in the game. Plus 30 combat for ground troops. That way I don't need so many transports, but again I'm in a bit of a defensive position here. Let's see if we can trade with maybe the Trilarians. Okay, nothing here particularly interesting. Ooh, okay. Sakra Looks like they're going easy on me this time around. So again, feels like a little bit of a cop-out. I would have liked to just continue on from where I was knocking on death's door, but this will have to do. Non-aggression pact, yep, I'll accept that. I'm not really in a position to attack anyone, like as the aggressor, so... And there's a massive Antaran fleet about to hit me, which is, that's a little bit sad. But who knows, maybe we can capture some Antaran ships. We'll see what happens. Already took out a ship, so... really not good. I think I'll take out these guys first. They're all elite crew, of course. Even if I couldn't capture them, I'm not really sure what technology would be ideal. Like Zentronium armor would be good, but I've already got adamantium, so it's not a really big step up. Depth field, I guess, would be quite nice. A step up from class 3 shield. Quantum detonator, don't really care about that. Particle beam would be good, of course. That would maximize the firepower on the fighters. Spatial compressors, don't really care about them. And also neutronium bomb. The computer would be good. Molecular electronic, which is 125 beam attack. That's the best computer in the game. So, but haven't captured a ship yet. So we'll see. Okay, these guys are going down pretty easily, actually. These cruisers, though, are going to be pretty tough. So my cruisers actually have more total health. They're 300, 300. Because I've got reinforced hull, I'm 720, 240. This would be 240, 240, but because of reinforced hull, it's 720 on the structure. I'm going to use the interceptors to take out these smaller guys, because these things, when missiles or any sort of projectile approaches, these spatial compressors will activate automatically, kind of like a point defense weapon, and I think that'll wipe out the interceptors. So interceptors are pretty ineffective against these guys. Worried that if I leave the leader there, he will be killed. I'll wait one more turn with him. We'll see what happens. Yeah, looks like they're going for my other stuff, so that's okay. Ooh, a lot of damage. I'll retreat with him now. Really don't want to lose my last leader. So because I've got that high energy focus, these weapons are actually doing quite a bit of damage. Okay, he's immobile. Still has his 10 Marines and his damper field. As long as his damper field is up, the neutron blaster won't actually kill the Marines. That's why he's still got Marines. Okay, just went ahead and died. Okay, well, at least I didn't lose one of those planets or any ship. I think I lost one ship, so pretty good result there, actually. Pretty happy with that. which means I can build another. I think this place has the most production. Means I can build another battleship. Yeah, I'm gonna get this guy, put him on Omicron, just to help out with this medicine here, plus 60. It's I think that's quite good. Let's take a look. Because I moved my capital. Now it's going to take him 5 turns to get to Omicron. I wasn't expecting that. And I can put spiritual leader, environmentalist. Yeah, it's not really going to do that much, is it? So either way, I'll put it here. Just got to be careful not to lose her, because that telepath ability is quite good. Extra defensive bonus for spies. Somehow I have a food problem, which is not what I'd expect. Here we go. I really want to get this planet going again, so I'm going to buy some factories. Should I build this star base first for the defense, also for the command points? Okay, here comes a big Bulrathi fleet. 9 battleships. I think maybe I can take them. Let's take a look. So we've got some we've got ship offense plus 20, better ground combat, but that's it in terms of combat bonuses. Let's take a look at their technology. Titanium and then adamantium. Wow. Okay, nothing in between. Class 1 shield. Only electronic computer. Okay, that's really good for me. Kind of wish I had an inertial stabilizer now, but I went for anti-gravity harness instead. Don't know how many of these other specials he's going to be using. Maybe transporters. I've got to be careful of that. I think in the other game, maybe it was this game, but the transporters, I said I've got to be careful of that. It's quite dangerous, but I didn't explain why. But the answer is you can use it to basically beam your marines onto an enemy ship, as long as the shield facing the ship is down. So I've been in situations where the starbase has transporters. I move in close with my ship, and then the starbase will board my ship before I've even reached it, and I lose my battleship or whatever. So yeah, you got to be careful sometimes. That's how you learn. A lot of the learning in this game takes place that way. You get brutalized, and then you remember. Anyway. 3 turns because of the warp interdictor, so that's nice. We'll get the starbase in time for that. Meanwhile, should be able to build this battleship. Okay, 1 turn away. And I'm going, yeah, I'll get 1 more battleship. I'll go into negative command points, but I think I'm going to lose some ships to this anyway, so I might as well do that, I think. So let it be, those are 5, I think, or maybe 4. I could actually colonize this gas giant. Maybe artificial planet was good to get. So I'm keen to see how much impact this guy has when with his medicine. Spiritual leader as well would be nice. I forgot I demolished a lot of the weather controllers for money. Yeah, very big fleet coming in. Virtual reality network, awesome. So I'm gonna have too much food now, but good problem to have. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I misjudged this actually. That's pretty sloppy. Oh well, I'm gonna have to fight them with what I've got. What I was planning to do was buy this battleship, but I forgot I had to actually move it up here, so I had to do it when they were 2 turns out. Buy this starbase. I'm actually gonna put her back in the pool, because I don't want to lose her. But if I lose my entire fleet, I think the game will basically be over. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Let's see how many of these ships we can capture, if any. So 9 battleships and a frigate. Here we go. Okay, looks like they weren't game on attacking, which means I probably should have attacked them. Might go up to Titans as well, that could be handy. Alright, this time I'll stick with the original plan, continue researching physics. He just gained a level. Couldn't really, it's hard to tell what goes up. I think it was Helmsman, weaponry. Helmsman and weaponry went up by 5 each, I'm pretty sure. Trader went up by 10%, from 30 to 40. Now I have to actually redesign my ships again. Pretty much every time I research in physics, I've got more space available, because there's a level of refinement. Might just leave it for now. Okay, let's fight. They moved some of their battleships away, which I think is a big mistake. I don't mind though. Like, this one's only got titanium armor, so that's going to be destroyed basically instantly. They're using inertial stabilizer and high energy focus. These antimatter torps are only 2, so it's not too bad. Lots of neutron blasters. Pretty abysmal beam attack, but very high beam defense. No leaders. So this guy, I'm just gonna... A few of these I could probably just take out. I've got pretty good beam defense though, so alright, might wait for them to come to me. As usual, see what happens. So I don't know if I explained this before, but I think I implied it, but I didn't really explain it. But your beam attack versus their beam defense, it's not just a straight roll. There's also a distance calculation factored in. So moving in closer actually greatly increases your chance to hit. Just going to move up now. Okay, there's the torpedo. As you can see, the mass travers did a pretty good job now taking out these fighters or whatever. this is going pretty smooth. Should be able to capture some of these, I think. Hopefully. There we go. So I'll be able to capture that one. I'll probably get inertial stabilizer and or antimatter torpedoes. Ooh, almost got him. I can capture him as well. Okay, that's lucky. So those torpedoes do a lot of damage. There's only two, but you can see how much damage they do. So I should be able to capture both of these now. Okay, nice. Artificial planet completed. So build a colony base. And as you can see, it just turns, because it's a gas giant, it actually becomes a huge planet. I think asteroid belts become large, but I don't use this technology very much, because I'm usually just attacking everyone and taking their planets. I'm not really focused on development myself. But I think the asteroid belt becomes large, but the gas giant becomes huge. So as you can see, that'll be another very useful planet. So I don't think, yeah, all these other stars. Oh, that one's got an asteroid belt. Alright, let's go ahead and scrap these ships. ECM jammer. Let's see what we get. Class 1 shield and the ECM jammer, okay. And then the inertial stabilizer, okay. So I might end up using inertial stabilizer. If I do equip it, I have to take off some weapons. So I won't do it just yet. Okay. Colony base, okay. Don't want to accidentally use the colony ship on this planet. And now I'm going to move a whole bunch of people there. Put these ones on housing. Just to kind of kickstart it. Will need to be terraformed multiple times. Here we go, gonna colonize this one yet again for the millionth time. Just gonna kind of click through this, kind of skip it, because it's not really going to go anywhere. And now we're back up to the year, or the point in time where I died in the other game, or I surrendered. But as you can see, the timeline, we've entered a bit of a temporal flux, or some other, if you can think of a better sci-fi sounding name for it, that's what we've entered. So we're in an alternate timeline now, where I made peace with the Sakura somehow, and I'm not being exterminated. So things are looking pretty good. Heavy armor for pollution processor. Okay, that's interesting. See if we can get some treaties happening. Alright. Yeah, oops. Getting my planets mixed up here. I don't normally do this, like micromanage it to the point where it's like is pretty close to being optimized. But I think in this situation that's the thing to do. Once these planets get pretty close to being back up to full production, or close to full population, I'll stop doing that. Move my fleet back here to gain more experience. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I was looking for Space Academy. I don't know why that took so long to find. Okay, now I think I can go back to that previous plan where I go for Imperium. Now that things are a bit stable, a bit more stable now. So I'm just going to refit my ships again. I'm going to get rid of these mass drivers now, just because I don't have as many levels of refinement. I could get auto-firing phasers. Which would be better. So the problem with Fusion Beam is that it's got the... Oh, maybe they buffed it in this one. I think maybe in this version of the game they buffed it. So it used to have a 2 times range penalty. Plasma cannon? Two times range to hit penalty. So they've actually changed up these weapons a little bit. Because I'm pretty sure both of these, it was dissipation, as in damage. But now they've taken that off Fusion Beam, and they've changed it with Plasma Cannon. So I might be getting my facts a little bit incorrect there, but... So enveloping Fusion Beam is actually quite good then. So I'll keep that. Keep the neutron blasters as well. What I'm actually going to do though is I will put some auto-firing phasers on there. Don't really need shield piercing because they're only using class 1 shield anyway. I want to split up my weapons a little bit here. Actually, I'm going to add a heavy hitting weapon, the heaviest one I've got, which is Disruptor. Let's put one of those on there for good measure. Put the neutron blasters back as well. Give them 2 heavy disruptors. So this should be a good mix of these things here, designed to destroy bombers and fighters and stuff. Neutron blaster to kill marines, of course, so it makes it easy to capture the ships. Even though neutron blaster is kind of like a mid-game weapon, it's still useful up until the end. And then the heavy disruptor, that's my main heavy hitter weapon, just in case they research like class 7 shield or something. Or if I come up against a planetary radiation shield, if I attack a planet, I'll be able to hit it pretty hard with this thing. So we'll go ahead and refit these guys. And of course the cruiser. So fusion beams, phasers, heavy. Okay, yeah. I'll basically design this the same way. Just get rid of all these weapons to start with. Tempting to put inertial stabilizer there as well, but I'm going to forego that, which may be a mistake. But I'm going to forego that in favor of greater firepower. Auto firing phaser is pretty good. Let's give this guy one heavy disruptor. As you can see, the heavy neutron blasters are only taking up 5 space now, so you can see you can really start to see the impact of the more levels of refinement. Probably don't need that many actually. Let's just go with, we'll do it that way. I do have a high energy focus after all, so might not be necessary. Okay, interesting leader. I think this guy is probably one of the most unique leaders in the game, because I'm pretty sure every single one of his abilities is completely random. Like each time in the game, his abilities get completely randomized, so you don't know what you're going to get with him. Engineer, very good. That'll be repairing of the ships. Fighter pilot, don't care about that. Helmsman, I've already got Helmsman, but I think he's a better Helmsman. Diplomat, well, I'm just gonna not comment on that. And then of course he's famous as well. So reject him for now. Remember, you don't have to hire the leader immediately. Okay, let's get some production happening here. Work on Prime. Keep this housing thing going for a bit longer. Engineer especially will be probably the best use for him is engineer. I think getting famous as well, only slightly more famous than this guy, but that'll decrease the cost of my other leaders I think a little bit, maybe about 1 BC. Better helmsman, always good. I'll see if I can get survival pods. Warp interdictor, okay, that's not acceptable I think. Pollution processor, yep, 100%. Okay, good, because I'm still, I was a little bit salty when I lost my other 2 leaders. I won that battle, but I lost my 2 leaders, which was in very unspectacular fashion. So, really wasn't a fine moment. Just get a warp interdictor here. Take a little while to build, but I'm just gonna buy it actually. Take too long to build. So that'll make that planet fairly safe. A couple more cruisers to refit first. Stock exchanges will be good. Boost my money even further. I'm still at war with the Bulrathi. Okay. I was wondering who I was at war with still. Definitely at war with someone. Seems to be the way of things. Sorry, excuse me. Or one turn. You can see here it's got, this place actually had a lot of production built up, 882, so I'm going to just use that to get 9 transports, which will build over the course of 9 turns. And then I'm going to get back out there and start attacking. Still at war with the humans. I do want to finish them off. Sajida, okay, that's great. So for this one, this is it's not. It's sort of explained it. I probably shouldn't have just skipped it the way I did. Apologies for that. But you can see here, pirates. It means I'm going to start randomly losing freighters each turn until I move a big fleet to that system. That's kind of the trigger for it. So I'll show you in a sec. I probably will have lost a freighter. Quite annoying, but it's a good indicator that I'm doing pretty well. If bad things are starting to happen to me. See, now I've lost a freighter, so I have to move the fleet here, and then that will stop happening. There we go. Because I moved a big fleet there, the pirates are now cleared. So let's get a star base here to boost my command points a bit. Human fleet moving into position. Now I have 9 transports. I'll just get one more factory there and then I'll switch into housing. Now as for this place, shouldn't take long to build this other stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it before I start terraforming it. A lot of these buildings will only take one turn or so. So I'm going to get those first before I start terraforming. I'm actually going to move the fleet back here because I will hire Mystic X, because I do have survival pods now. See if it'll take him 5 turns to get there, right? But if I move him back here, Star Fortress, okay, that's awesome. Hyperspace communications, also awesome. Okay, looks like I might win this after all. But it does feel like doesn't feel great. Like with that whole, I couldn't load the auto-saved game. I think that'd be a lot better if I could have done that. I'd probably, you know, who knows, maybe I'd be dead by now, but yeah, like I said, we've entered an alternate timeline. So let's roll with it. Now I can build Star Fortress, the Leviathan of orbital platforms. It's got a scanning bonus, that's nice. Got your command rating there. Adds offense to all friendly ships in combat, and of course replaces the battle station, starbase or battle station. But it's immensely powerful Star Fortress, so that'll give them something to think about. I'm going to continue researching first. I want to get an Imperium, and then I'll switch into producing Star Fortresses empire-wide. Just want to make sure all these places have the right stuff. A couple more transports coming, but that's okay. Mystic X is on board. I have survival pods, so as long as I don't lose all of my ships, I will retain these leaders. Okay, let's go. Let's hit the humans again. Try out our new weapons. No, they moved their fleet away. A little bit disappointing. Okay, now they have heavy fighters. So the progression of fighters, it goes interceptors or fighters, then bombers. And bombers aren't necessarily better because you could have particle beam, so your interceptors or your fighters are using particle beams. But then if you switch into bombers, bombers will use your best available bomb. So if you've only got nuclear bomb, then it's actually going to be a step backwards. Heavy fighters, I think they use both. I think they have something like 2 of your best point defense weapons and 2 bombs, something like that. So they're kind of a combination. As you can see, they're going down a lot easier thanks to the high energy focus. Okay, here's a mobile. So this combination of weapons so far, I'm pretty happy with it. And having more weapons is I can split them up like this, so I can only fire. I can fire 1 weapon at a time if I want to, so I don't accidentally destroy the ship. It's a pretty important benefit there. And I can actually, because I've got hyperdrive, I can actually get in close enough to capture it. There we go. Heavy fighter bays, there you go. Still launched in flights of 4. Okay, they attack twice with the best beam and have the point defense. Okay, yep, and the best bomb. Alright, so I was a little bit off. So they attack twice. They have 1 point defense beam and 1 bomb, but they attack twice. So I was sort of correct. And then of course, yeah, it just gives you some other stats there. Okay, now we have Imperium. So we're going to have 20% morale boost across the board and 50% extra command points. Also boosts defensive spying. Bit of a nice to have there, and an assimilation occurs faster as well, so pretty good technology. Now I'm going to get psionics. This place has Sakra living here. And my morale is pretty good in some of these planets. Next I'm going to build Star Fortresses. Oh, well, this place is going to build housing first. Going to build Star Fortresses. Max out my command points. And then I'm going to use up all of my command points to build the biggest fleet I can. And then I'll be in a pretty good position to take on some of these stronger races. Plus having the Star Fortress will give me a nice sense of security. Star Fortress doesn't go down easy. I think its base HP is something like 180 structure and 180 armor. So it'd be times 8 that, and then times 3 of that for the structure, so extremely tanky. Alright, let's capture some more. Oh no, they turned around. Very wise. Actually forgot to scrap these. Bomber bays and tractor beam. Okay. And then no tech. So the humans, I've got most of their tech now. Okay, still actually, no, I was a little bit wrong about that. Still lots of technologies here. Not all useful though, but really just, I guess, antimatter bomb, nice to have. Now that I've got bombers and heavy fighters, it would be good to have a better bomb. I do have a fusion bomb. Still only got nuclear missile. Anyway, let's these guys will assimilate pretty quickly with the new government. As you can see, one's already assimilated, because I'm charismatic, right? So they assimilate twice as fast. And Imperium assimilates one every 4 turns, so these will assimilate one every 2 turns. Which is very, very fast. I think I'm just going to buy these as I go. I do have a lot of money. Very costly, but it'll protect that planet. And then I can continue on with my fleet. Keep steamrolling. Here we go. Now they're using a missile. Oh, maybe that's just from the starbase. Okay. No leaders. You can actually get auto firing on your disruptors, but you need the 2 levels of refinement, which I don't have yet. So a lot of kind of got all the colors of the rainbow here with my various beam weapons. Very pretty, I think. Yeah, this guy's got an energy absorber. That's what that purple bubble thing is. Might be able to stop this guy from retreating there. Okay, didn't mean for that to happen, but at least he's not going to get away. And then I can just go to town on this starbase, which still, yeah, doesn't have reinforced hull or heavy armor, which is quite surprising to me. So, kind of dies really fast without those. There we go, soil enrichment, okay, and galactic cybernet. Okay, time to start terraforming this place. I'm just going to repeat build terraforming. Shouldn't take too long. Conquered humans. No point in building the alien control center, because they already assimilate pretty fast. Just going to hold there for a sec. Chilarians have visited Orion. They've probably defeated the Guardian, which means they have... I'll check in a minute, see if they've got all the special technology. Yep, there you go. So they've got Death Ray. Kind of like, this is like the ultimate beam weapon. I'm pretty sure you can't get levels of refinement though in the Antaran / Orion technology. So it's very good. It's a bit of a jump up in tech, depends on when you take Orion. So I don't know if I explained this. I don't see Orion. I don't think I've scouted it yet. That's probably it there. It's usually around the middle. But there's a very powerful space monster called the Guardian. When you beat that, you gain a bunch of technology. You don't automatically gain the planet, but if you've got a colony ship, then you can colonize it. But it's got special ancient artifacts which give +5 science per scientist. It's also ultra rich, of course, and it's huge Gaia, so it's got all the best stuff, plus that big artifacts bonus. On top of that, you get a special ship called the Avenger and a very special leader. But I think the main thing is this technology. So if you've only got, I don't know, phases and stuff, then Death Ray is a huge jump up. But eventually, you can actually get, you can make your weapons better than this. So like a heavy auto-firing disruptor will actually do a lot more damage than a heavy Death Ray. But Death Ray kills Marines, so it's kind of like a super neutron blaster. Particle Beam, I don't think it's really worth using. Sounds really cool, but it's could be a jump up, but when you get Death Ray as well, so I don't really see why you'd use Particle Beam. That's my opinion. Maybe the community has something to say about that. But I don't really use Particle Beam. I would use Death Ray though. Gives you maximum stopping power as a jump up, but until you get lots of levels of refinement in physics, in which case you're better off with auto-firing disruptor, I think. They also, let's see what else they got. Black hole generator, special weapon, creates an artificial black hole. Target ship is trapped in an intense gravity pocket and cannot move. Unless the generator or equipped ship can be destroyed in 2 turns, then it instantly kills the... Well, after 2 turns, it kills the ship. So, it just puts a timer on a ship, and then after 2 turns, it blows up. Also immobilizes it, so that's kind of nice. They didn't get Zentronium armor. I think there's about 7 technologies, and you randomly get, I think, 4 of them. In the base game, you always get Death Ray plus 3 random ones. I think in this though, you get, I think it gives you 5 or something. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't played with this mod enough to know. They got Damper Field, so that's what Damper Field does. I never actually explained that, but it reduces the damage to the ship by 3/4. You can't have a shield and a Damper Field. It's one or the other. That's why I said earlier that if I was to get Damper Field, then that'd be a significant increase from class 3 shield to Damper Field is a significant increase. Maybe having class 10 and some of the other stuff as well might be better. Like if you have a class 10 shield with hard shields and multi-phase shields, then maybe that's better. Hard shields just increases the stopping power of the shield and allows it to function in a nebula, and I think makes it immune to shield piercing. And multi-phase shield, I think, increases the absorption by 50%, so you can actually bolster your shields quite a bit with other stuff. But Damper Field is just a straightforward, reduces the damage by 3/4, and distorts a transporter beam, attempting to move troops onto the ship, killing 2/3 of the troops instantly, so that's pretty nasty. And then as you can see, blocks the lethal radiation from neutron blaster and Death Ray. So that's the main thing that makes it hard to capture Antaran ships. because it stops the it negates the marine killing effect of neutron blaster. So they got damper field, death ray, particle beam, black hole generator. So it looks like they just got 4 technologies. Anyway, they're friendly with me, so I'm not too cut up about that. Just gonna wait a couple more turns here. Okay, now we have psionics. I think I'll go up to mega fluxes. Get any matter bomb just to boost the heavy fighters. Alright, Clacons aren't happy with me. Accused of spying again, seems to happen a lot in this game. Lots of food. That's before I get soil enrichment. So when I get soil enrichment, it's going to go even higher. Now here I will build the warp interdictor. Take the human homeworld again. After I took it and exterminated it, which is very, well, not very realistic. Sorry about that. Not very realistic, but just a game, I guess. Oh, who knows? Maybe in the future, that's how leaders will see things. Okay, so now this place is fully built up. I could start pumping battleships. I think I can just auto-resolve this, and as you can see, my weapons are doing a lot more damage with that high energy focus. Biospheres, that's kind of nice. Microlight construction, also kind of nice. Alright, time to finally build housing here, I think. Get the population going. And Mozar Prime. I'm not sure what happened here, but let's jump to it. Oh, I'd finished terraforming, okay, because this was, yeah, I got mixed up between my stars. So this one had 3 planets, now it's got 4 thanks to the artificial planet. I converted the gas giant to a planet. And it just finished all the terraforming, so it didn't take very long, thanks to all this production. And then I can start, you know, it'll be another really good planet. Trying to cancel the, yeah, there we go, just so I can do it this way, a lot faster. Gonna need more transports though. Okay, here's the Zeo missile, that's the most powerful missile in the game. So that's kind of nice. I'd really prefer to build battleships, but I will need transports if I want to take more planets. Let's build these things first quickly. I'll build a whole bunch of transports first, and then I'll switch into battleships. The production will spill over. Biospheres are especially nice on that planet because it's only got a max pop of 7. Really want to take out their fleet. Okay, looks like I'm in second spot once again. Got a few votes here. Some people voting for Sakura. So pretty close, but still nowhere near 2/3 majority, so it's probably going to just end in a stalemate each time, that thing. Mega fluxes, very, very nice. Now I won't have to research that myself. I also got this, Artemis System Net. It's a network of mines. Surrounds an entire star system. Only costs 1,000 production though, somehow. But as you can see, enemy ships have a chance to be damaged based on size. So when they attack a planet in the system, they have a chance to be hit. The bigger the ship, the higher the chance. As you can see, Doomstar is 100%. And then it does 150 to 550 damage. So it's just like a preemptive shot at each of the ships in the fleet before they attack you. So it doesn't really do that much, I think, but it's an interesting concept if nothing else. I'm going to terraform this. That way it will become Terran, and then more people can live there. Now I need to, now that I have mega fluxes, don't have to, I'll still research antimatter bomb because it's almost done. But as you can see, a lot more space available once again thanks to the mega fluxes. Here I will buy a warp injector, and then I'll continue my attack. So not much else to get here. Hyper X capacitors I guess would be nice. Maybe interface drive, but that's a lot of research points, so I'm not going to continue in that direction anymore. Not really sure what to get. Maybe better shields will be the way to go. There's hard shields there. Not too much more stuff to research, honestly. We're going to go into the real late game here. I think we'll go for better shields. Well, I'll max out my physics first, actually. So we'll get sensors, which is the best. I'm a little bit eager to get the best sensors in the game, which in this case are just called sensors, because of all that stuff that happened earlier. So we'll go for that. Quite a few options there, though. Not 100% that that's the best option, but just put some stuff into the production queue first, and then I'll take another look. So if I go in this direction, I can get Titans. Cyclotron's kind of nice, more production. I've already got most of this stuff. Advanced city planning would be nice, more population. Just +5 per planet, just right off the bat, automatically applied. This some of this I've already got. You can see the technologies you've already got. So I've got these, got bomber bays, got planet construction. I like ground batteries. Ground batteries versus Titan construction, that's a bit of a tough choice. I might get ground batteries off the humans though. For power, the main thing to get, I would say, is probably just interface drive. But I've already got hyperdrive, so it's only a marginal benefit. In sociology, that's the last thing, galactic currency exchange. Wouldn't take that long to get. It is 50% more money across the board, but it is a lot of turns invested getting that, so I'm not going to do that. For biology, universal antidote would be nice, but not critical. We could also get evolutionary mutation. If I'm not playing Warlord, the main thing I'll get when I take this is just Warlord, because Warlord costs exactly 4. So that gives the bonus across the board for a beam defense and beam attack. And at least I think it does. I might be wrong about that. But any new ships I build will start at veteran, essentially. So it'll give you +15, +15. But more importantly, it'll give 2 command points per colony. So I could make a ginormous fleet. So I might get that eventually. Force fields, we can get better shields. I'm thinking maybe subspace teleporter as well. One way to fight is with a very in-their-face strategy or tactic, where you take subspace teleporter and you jump in like right in their face with like a plasma cannon or something that does a lot of damage at close range, so you don't have to worry about long range fighting. The idea is to get into their face ASAP, do a lot of damage really quickly, the first turn of combat. But it can be a double-edged sword, because if you don't do enough damage, then you might have been better off just waiting for them to come to you, sort of thing, which is how I've been fighting so far. So this I don't do too often, but it can be a bit of fun. And then we just, better shields, basically. Don't really care about this planetary flux shield and stuff like that. I think their bombers and everything are extremely powerful against planets, as you've seen in some of these combats, so getting these things I don't think is going to do that much. The main thing is the better shields. I'm not going to use Gorse Cannon after all, because I've already got Disruptor. Subspace Teleporter could be cool, we'll see. Physics, just more levels of refinement mainly. I don't really use Stellar Converter, believe it or not. I think it just feels a little bit cheesy. You kind of need Doomstars as well to properly use it, and I'm not really interested in using it defensively either. So don't know if I'll be using that. Stargate though, very, very good. Instantaneous travel. So this is in these like a huge galaxy scenario. It makes it very easy to defend, move your fleet around. So very, very good. I'll probably get that. Look at sensors, and then I think I'll get that. This other stuff like Time Warp Facilitator I don't really use. I'd rather have Stargate for the mobility, but this would be good. I'm reluctant to use some of this stuff because you do need to equip it on the ship, which takes up a lot of space. Computers, Structural Analyzer would be nice. Double damage, that penetrates the shield, which is essentially double damage for me because they're all just using Class 1 shield for some reason. Already got these, and then hopefully we can get Pleasure Dome off the humans, plus 30%. It's kind of like a super hollow simulator. But molecular electronic computer would probably be the choice, I think. right now I'm still using positronic computer, which is plus 75. But this will give me that plus 50, so that'd be nice. As for chemistry, basically done with chemistry. Don't really, most of this I've already got anyway. So yeah, that's a bit of a summary of the choices. So I think it's pretty much between, well yeah, now that I've gone through it, I realize there's actually quite a few options remaining still, but I'm going to stick with physics first. Maximize the firepower of my ships, continue building ships up to my command points, and then I'll switch it up. Okay, let's attack the humans again. Got my warp interdictor, so this place is pretty safe. And I'll start bringing up these other transports as well. Ah, I thought that was a star fortress for a sec, so it's not, so that's good. No, yeah, their ships are pretty tanky, so I'm not gonna move in just yet. I'm gonna wait as usual. Now this time, I'm hoping that with the high energy focus and better weaponry, I can take these out pretty easily. So far so good. Yeah, a lot of heavy fighters heading for the sky. It's okay if it gets killed though, because I can quite easily remake. Plus I have survival pods, so I won't lose the leader. Almost done killing all these fighters. Well, that thing has 4 health left, so pretty much one more shot from anything and it's dead. Ooh, I didn't see these torpedoes. So 5 torpedoes. Oh, this guy down here, he's got the... Oh, they don't have any modifications though, so they're actually not going to do much damage, as you can see. Ooh, I forgot about their tractor beams. And they've also... one of these guys had transporters, I think. Well, the Starbase does, but it looked like there were 2 raids, so I'm not really sure who else got to board me, but anyway. Get rid of this thing, because I'm worried about those Marines. I don't think there's much to be gained by capturing these. maybe a bit of money, but I pretty much got all the technology that I'm going to get out of them. So not capturing them is not that big a deal. A little bit surprised they shot the starbase. There we go, interface drive. Android worker as well, okay. Not going to bother annihilating. Bit of hassle moving people around and all that sort of things, so I'll just leave it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Now I just realized, okay, that was the first one I started to work on 3, so I need to stop that. It's 5 turns away, this is going to take 10 turns. Got a couple more transports first. The bull Rathi are actually orange, so I can go here. Take these. The humans only have 1 planet left, actually. Let's see if we can take it out. Hopefully I can. There we go. I think that's a very nice moment. Human. And just before they went, they gave me ground batteries, which is awesome. That's perfect. Probably could have kept them alive a bit longer and gotten a few more techs out of them, but that will do. Getting ground batteries was especially nice. Now these are bull Rathi. I think maybe they're tolerant, so no pollution. It's very good. Also, what were the Illyrians? I didn't even realize. Got all my spies back, so I can put them here. All the spies that were spying on the humans. Well, now they've just automatically gone back into the pool. So I can use them for something else. Quite a few transports there now. Let's see if we can go here. I might be able to trade Android. Ooh, big fleet going there. Should be able to get there first. Yes, awesome. Let's see if I can trade Android workers for something. Yeah, I don't really care about any of that technology. Maybe for Maybe that one would have been alright. No, definitely don't want to give him psionics. Pretty much just planetary supercomputer. Yeah, this other stuff, not really going to be very impactful. Now I need more freighters. That's not a problem, I've got plenty of food. Oh, finally, someone uses shields other than class 1. So that thing has a class 5 shield. Okay, I was hoping to capture it, but that's not going to happen. These warp interdictors are really, really important defensively. Now I'm hoping this doesn't revolt. Halves the unrest of these population, decreasing the chance of revolt. Okay, we'll build an alien control center here. Not for the assimilation rate, but for to reduce the chance of revolt. I think I have enough transports now. I do have 34, so I think I don't know what these guys are doing. Maybe they're at war with someone. No. Sending a lot of ships here for some reason. Maybe to take that tundra planet. Who knows? I'll move this back. See, once I have Stargate, I'll be able to go there in a single turn, which will be extremely good. Now, but it's quite a few turns away, so I'm actually going to start making the battleships now. I'm actually going to get rid of the fusion beams now that I've seen they have class 5 shield and focus on these heavier weapons. I think maybe that's a good mix. As you can see, a lot of the production spilled over, so these will build very quickly. So putting everyone on production like this, and then building a transport, which only costs 100 production, as you can see, 2,400 out of 100. So if I build this, it'll build instantly. So it's a pretty interesting sort of macro techniques you can do with that. This one has 3,000, so I can actually build a bunch of battleships very quickly. Thanks to that. That'll help out in this fight that I'm about to have. Got to be careful if I make too many battleships, I'll go into negative command points once again. So we can kind of see their tech here. Disruptors, okay, Xeon missiles. Also no reinforced hull or heavy armor, so that'll make killing this thing pretty easy. As you can see, I just lost. I didn't lose the guys down here, but the number just dropped by like 24 just then. So their infantry are a lot better than mine. to get here. I'll just kind of build a little bit of everything. Starbase first, actually, get the command points. Don't have to worry about humans revolting because of humans have been defeated. Alright, almost used up almost all my command points. Looks like the Illyrians want to swoop in and take that planet. That's okay. I'll just let it die. Because I'd rather deal with this fleet here. But warping to Dictor will really slow him down. I should be able to get back to Fulham in time. Filled out most of my command points, so time to switch back into research. But I'll probably get that evolutionary mutation, which will give me a huge spike in command points, and then I'll build an even bigger fleet. So that's going to get destroyed, but that's okay. These other places. Yeah, 2 turns. Okay, so yeah, it should be okay. Be nice to have jump gate, but I'll just have to wait until I get Stargate, which is even better. Okay, here we go. Quite a large fleet. Got a Doomstar. Lots of neutron blasters. 52 heavy neutron blasters. That's quite a lot. Don't know if they have a leader though. Class 5 shield. Lots of antimatter torpedoes. Don't see a leader. Anyway, we'll do the usual thing. We'll just wait. It's probably the biggest battle so far. So I'm on a little bit of a timer. These torpedoes will just kill me eventually. I'll just show you how much damage they do. See? Lots of damage, so they don't get to fire every turn though, so that's something. But they all have torpedoes, so and their ships have inertial stabilizers as well, which is kind of annoying. That's why I'm not doing anywhere near as much damage. This one doesn't have one, so should be able to take him out pretty quick. Okay, this guy is going to get completely destroyed by these torpedoes. So I might actually focus the ships that don't have inertial stabilizers first. Most of them have them though. Very wise choice from the computer there. Thankfully though, I have battle scanner, so that kind of cancels it out. Any ship that doesn't have an inertial stabilizer will get destroyed very quickly. And I'll go after the ships with class 1 shield next. Some of them, some of these have class 5 shields, so it's generally a good idea to go for the weaker ships first. If I can capture one that has a class 5 shield, that'll be nice. think every remaining ship has an inertial stabilizer, so they're not taking too much damage, as you can see there. Just kind of missed with most of the weapons. Okay, this guy lives on. His armor is almost gone there, so when those torpedoes start hitting, after the armor's gone, that's going to be pretty devastating. But again, I'm not too worried because I don't have. Well, no, I do have survival pods now, so even if I lose a battleship, you saw how fast I could rebuild them, so it's really not that big a deal if I lose some ships here. So if I get really close, I do maximum damage, which is nice. So the numbers and the calculations start to get pretty crazy at this point in the game. Fortunately though, the game engine does all the calculations, so don't have to think about it too much. Gonna retreat with this guy, see if I can save him. And now for the boss. So he's only got 60 beam attack, so even though he just attacked with 52 heavy and continuous neutron blasters, really didn't do much damage at all. So that your beam attack versus their beam defense is a pretty big deal. Alright, we get to see how the Illyrians equip their ships, so that's kind of nice. As you can see, disruptors. Alright, now we have hyper-X capacitors. Lots of stuff going on. I know it's a bit... can be a little bit nauseating. Part of the reason I just build a couple of buildings at a time, because otherwise it's a bit much. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've already forgotten, but I think maybe I lost a ship there, but yeah, very good fight for me. I didn't get the Death Star in the end, but that's okay. We'll see if I can... Yeah, Doomstar gets away. But as we know, the rebels win in the end anyway. So yeah, I'll have to refit the rest of some of these older ships, but yeah, in a pretty good position now. So I'm gonna pause it there after that fight. I think that's a good point to stop after the demise of the humans. Quite stabilized now. Again, I think I just got really lucky. I don't really know why the Sakra decided to not exterminate me, but that's the main factor, I think. The humans stopped attacking as well. So they, after what happened before, they just decided to go easy. So that's given me the breathing room to stabilize. Now I've got 16 battleships and 6 cruisers, 30 transports. Very good tech. Pretty good tech. Could get a nicer computer, could get a better shield, but this other stuff is very good, I think. I could get evolutionary mutation, which will basically put all these guys at veteran, and eventually they can get to elite a lot faster. So yeah, tons of money as well. The money situation's really good. So yeah, it's looking good. I think I can win this now. But yeah, feels a little bit undeserved, honestly. But hey, still fun to play on from here. And yeah, didn't really go the way I was expecting. I thought it would go basically the same way, and then I would pretty much just be on life support for a bit and slowly be exterminated. And they would just close in on these final planets in the corner here, and then I would eventually die. That's really what I was expecting to have happen. But that didn't happen, so you never know, I guess. Alright, hope you enjoyed this alternative history. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.